Hello, Happy New Year. I hope you've all had a really lovely Christmas holiday. I hope that you have spent time with family and given some presents to people and had some lovely presents. I hope that you've had lovely food to eat. And I hope that you've had a really, really good time. And after New Year, I hope that everybody is ready to be back in school and really pleased to be back with your friends, seeing your teachers, and ready to learn some cool stuff. So I'm going to do a little bit on this kind of start of the year today, because lots of people at New Year set a New Year's resolution. It's kind of a promise to yourself about being the best sort of person that you can be. And it could be something really small. Maybe you could decide to stop biting your nails. Or maybe you could promise to yourself, make a resolution to help mum and dad at home, or stop fighting with your brother or sister. Or maybe you could do something that helps you to learn a new skill. So I picked up my guitar for the first time a little while ago and practiced my guitar, and then I put it down again and picked it up, put it down, picked it up, and then I've had a bit of a break over Christmas, and I haven't played it in ages. So my New Year's resolution is to keep practicing the guitar, because it's about learning and growing. Okay, so we're looking at our mission statements. Together we learn, grow, and dream. And a New Year's resolution is a bit of a reminder that these are good things that we can do to learn and grow as people, to become better people. So I'm going to share with you a little bit of information about some people who learned, they grew, and they dreamt. And that's really, really important, about the dreaming. So let's have a look. So we're seeing which of these things the people that I'm going to share with you have been. Okay. And we'll talk about global goals at the end. So who are these people? Let's see. There we go. Who are these people? Who do you think? Okay, you can have a chat in class. You can see what you think, and see if there's anybody you recognize. So these are all inspirational people who have inspired. And the root word of inspiration is spirit. So Christians believe that inspiration comes from the Holy Spirit. It comes from inside. It's that desire, that want to do better, to be a better person. And that's where a New Year's resolution comes from. It's us trying to be better people because we've been inspired to do something, whether it's biting our nails or playing the guitar or learning to ride a bike. So all of these people have shown inspiration, and they have been something beginning with D. Okay. If you think you know what it is, keep it inside for now. Okay, see if you can work it out before we go through all 6 people. Okay, something that's really good for everybody to be. Right, this is James Dyson. This is James Dyson. Put your hand up if you got that one right. Put your hand up if you've got something at home that looks like one of the things he's holding. So he invented this Cyclone vacuum cleaner. And he said, like everyone, we get frustrated by products that don't work properly. As design engineers, we do something about it. We're all about invention and improvement. So his first Hoover, the one that made him really famous, took how many years? How many years do you think it would take to build a Hoover? Have a guess. Talk to your partner, share your answer. It took him 5 years. 5 years. Now, in that time, how many prototypes, how many attempts do you think he had at getting it right? Because you know what it's like. You do a piece of work and you think, oh, that's rubbish. I'm screwing it up, throwing it in the bin. We've all been there. He made over 5,000 different Hoovers that didn't work. And he tweaked each one and tried it and tried it and tried it again. That's incredible, isn't it? He had over 5,000 things that he learned from and got better and better and better. So this one is Christopher Columbus. Now, put your hand up, share with your class if you know something about Christopher Columbus. Okay, what have you got? So Christopher Columbus was an explorer, and in 1492 he sailed from Europe to America, and he and his sailors crossed the Atlantic Ocean not knowing where they would land. It was a voyage into the unknown. And after Columbus, other Europeans began to explore and settle in America. But Columbus wanted to sail west. And because the maps of his time made the oceans look smaller than they actually are, Columbus hoped to reach China in just a few days. He needed money to make his dream come true. He tried to persuade rich people to help him, but most laughed. And the voyage took longer than Columbus expected. There was no land, just ocean. The men got scared. They were running out of food and water, and after 36 days, he thought he was going to go for a few days. It took 36 days. A sailor spotted an island. Now, can you imagine being that sure that this is the thing you're going to do? I know this is the right thing to do. That he's going to carry on sailing. He's got to persuade all those other people. He's got to have that inner strength that he's going to do better. He comes up with an idea, like I've come up with an idea to play the guitar. I don't need that much inner strength like he does. A pretty amazing person. Tim Peake. Now, Tim Peake is a bit more of a modern character, very recently in the news, a British astronaut. How long do you think it takes to train to be an astronaut on the International Space Station? Again, share your ideas. It took over 4 years. So his basic training took 1.25 years. Then his next level, his advanced training, was for a whole year. And then he had 1.5 years of specific training just for the mission that he was on. And he had to go on training on how to do spacewalks and other things. Over 4 years. Now, some of you in year 6, that's like the whole of your time in Key Stage 2. Longer than that, just for that one mission that he went on. That's kind of incredible. And he stuck at it right the way through. And finally, we've got Mo Farah. Now, this is kind of out of date with some of the information that I've got because it was after the Olympics that we had some of this, and he's gone on to run all sorts of different distances. But in 1 week, Mo Farah would run. Make a guess how many miles he would run in a week. He would run between 126 and 135 miles per week. He would run that fast. And he would run a really fast run, 4 miles in the morning, and then to recover in the afternoon, he'd run another 6 miles. And on the next day, he'd do a 12-mile slow run. And then in the afternoon, to recover from the 12-mile run, he'd do another 5-mile run. And he'd just carry on and on like that. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Right, we've got another person to have a look at. This one is Rosa Parks. Put your hand up if you've heard of Rosa Parks. Now, Rosa Parks believed that black and white people should be treated equally. And on the 1st of December 1955, after a long day at work, Rosa boarded the bus home, sat on the first row of seats intended for black people, because at that point, black people, white people had to sit separately on buses. They weren't allowed to mix on a bus. They were segregated. Now, white people in America, I've got muddled up in what I was saying. By the time the bus reached its third stop, all the white-only seats were full, and Rosa and 3 other black people were sitting on the front row of the black section of the bus. So the white driver stopped the bus to tell Rosa and the 3 other black people to move back to give their seats to the white people. So she was told to stand up and said that because there's a white person who has a different colour of skin, that you should give them your seats, just because they've got a different colour of skin. So after being asked to move by the white bus driver, the other 3 black people moved further back in the bus to give the white people their seats, but Rosa moved to the side and not back. The driver told her that if she didn't move back, he would call the police, and she told him to do just that, and he did. So Rosa Parks was arrested because she wouldn't give up her seat to a white person. So she had this idea that she believed in, that we all believe in, because we know at Wincham that racism is wrong. But 70 years ago, Rosa Parks was one of the very small number of people who would actually stand up and say it. And she stuck to her belief. Really, really strong person. And then we've got another example. So we've just had Christmas. Christmas was all about the birth of Jesus Christ. And he was so determined to show us that God loves us, he died for us on the cross. So a very, very straightforward, simple message with the most complicated idea. So what is the D word that connects all of these people? Have a quick chat about it as a class. Pause the video if you need to. That's right, it's determination. Each one of them had an idea that they felt really strongly about, and they were so determined that they stuck it through. I would like to learn to play the guitar. I've always wanted to do it, and that's my New Year's resolution. I can go home and pick up my guitar and switch on the app on my tablet and play a bit and then put it down again and not do it again. And that will be it. That's not being determined. So I'm not going to learn and grow as a person if I'm not determined. I've got to stick at it, and that's what I want to do. So this week, see what New Year's resolutions you can stick at. Things that might help you at home, things that might help your family, things that might help you learn a new skill or get better at something. Okay, right. Have a lovely rest of the day. I'll see you around school. Bye-bye.